What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 173 of the Chumpcast. All right, here is my solemn promise to all of you. Next week, there will be no talk of Twitch and how Twitch streaming definitely is a pain in the ass. Also, 100% less Jumanji talk, I promise. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. Thanks to our friends at Family Video for sponsoring the show. If you collect DVDs or Blu-rays, you get some awesome deals right now through the chumpcast.com/familyvideo. They have ridiculously low prices on new releases, always updating their selection. Looking right now at copies of The Lion King, Toy Story 4, John Wick 3, Rocket Man, way more, all for under $10. Plus, it helps the show. Find our merch at thechumpcast.com. Check out patreon.com/thechumpcast for all sorts of bonus content and more goodies. Talk to you next week.
You want me to see if it's working?
If we can't find it at this point, we're just going to fucking record the audio.
All right.
Sunday night,
this far.
I'm cranky. The fantasy team sucks. Honestly, my team doesn't really suck. It's just I'm playing the team that's having the best week ever, and it's just fucking infuriating.
That's fantasy football, right? In the national, everybody plays.
No joke. So
I think this was the thing that we were talking about, Mark, was man wakes up after he's sleeping to find he has 200 viewers just like while he was on Twitch, fell asleep live. Yeah. On Twitch? And then he woke up to find that he had 200 viewers just watching him sleep. It's just creepy as shit, but hilarious at the same time. Just like, when's this guy going to wake up? I don't know how it started, but that's hilarious.
How many bits you think he got?
Good question. Hopefully they were
bits out the wazoo.
Had to have.
I want to see if this works. Dude.
Do we need to go back to shit talking Jumanji while you...
Probably, yeah.
You didn't even bother going to see it.
Hell no. I ain't seen that shit.
It's not like you had anything going on this week.
I ain't seen that shit.
Take it easy, Mark.
Dude, this is frustrating. Why is this not fucking coming through? Maybe we are streaming and I'm just freaking out because my phone's not picking it up.
It's not coming through on my laptop either, but... Honestly, at this point, I don't know what to do about it.
Then why dude, no. I hate that when you take 30 minutes to try to figure something out and then you just don't figure it out and you're just okay with it. No.
What am I supposed to do?
Dropped frames. What does that say?
That has nothing to do with it.
Oh, my God. What are those?
I'm telling you, Streamlabs is dog shit.
This pisses me off. All right. Now it's saying we're recording. Hold on. Maybe it just takes a minute to come through. Okay.
Maybe Twitch is just the devil.
All right. Let's just act like it's recording when it's Oh, I think it's going to work. All right. Fuck it. I'm not focusing on it.
Oh, but 30 seconds ago, you were livid. But now you're fine with it.
I think it's going to come through.
Okay.
I think it's just the Twitch lag.
I went to a Krampus-themed bar last night.
That's awesome.
I need the Krampus to give Twitch a spanking because they're being very naughty.
You should have dressed up like Dwight Schrute.
That wasn't Krampus. What did he call that?
I don't know.
The Gliegenschnippel.
Belschnickel. It was the Belschnickel.
I was close.
You were not even close. Not even a little bit.
I was like...
Are you impish or admirable? Always impish. But I got a selfie with the Krampus, so that was nice.
Yeah, it looks like you guys were having a great time. You and Krampus.
There was one Krampus, or were there multiple versions?
There was only one Krampus, but they had like a projector going on the wall. It was showing like a parade of Krampuses running through Germany or something. It was a very weird place.
Do they have a Krampus parade in Germany?
It was a bunch of Krampuses and people were standing around.
Or a marathon?
It looked like a parade. I don't know.
A Krampathon?
I don't think it's a Krampathon. But do this Twitch thing. I need to not focus on this. Mark, you bought a house.
I think Twitch is coming through.
Are you an old man now?
My middle name is Yardwork, by the way, and Menards.
How many times did you go to Menards today?
Once. But
Amateur.
I spent a lot of time there because I was like, I'm not coming back here. I'm getting the lawn bags and I'm getting a rake and I'm getting these fucking teriyaki flavored sausages.
And you're getting this fucking giant Bane statue out of my basement.
No.
Today.
We're unboxing it tomorrow.
I don't know how I feel about you living that close to me now, but...
Yeah, Brick, I'm like 5 minutes away from him. It's mind-blowing.
I guess it would be nice to see Kelly more often, but...
Yeah, while you guys sit on your asses, I can also sit on my ass and come here within 5 minutes instead of me having to drive an hour while you give me shit for fucking pooping your pants on the couch all day. Not moving. Fuck you guys.
What are you even talking about? Brick, do you understand a word he is saying?
No, and can I ask you to put your video up. I'm just seeing the guy swimming in the pool, honestly. So I'm feeling a little just out of the loop here.
Mark, I'm going to trust you to carry this right now. And I know that I'm going to regret that, but just talk.
Why can't you figure anything out? My God.
I do literally everything for this podcast.
All I'm saying is that you guys used to give me a lot of shit for having to drive an hour every day to these episodes.
No, we gave you shit.
Nope.
No. We gave you shit.
I was about to get up and walk away. The issue is you would tell me you would be here at noon and then you would show up at 3 o'clock, which has nothing to do with driving an hour.
You're over-exaggerating.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Over-exaggerating, Smithers. Show up like 15 minutes late because of traffic and giving me shit. And I'm sick of it. I'm going to move the studio to my house. And you can bitch about the 5-minute drive.
This is just like neighbor gripes. There's going to be like a neighborhood watch with you guys on the watch list. You guys are going to like do some dastardly things over in Niles. I know the town government over there. Worked with them last year. Not last year, like a million years ago, but whatever.
I'm in a better town, Morton Grove.
Oh, lit, yeah. The absolute neighboring.
You're further away from downtown.
The Grove.
Your town sucks.
It's actually
it has
quicker.
You in it.
It's actually quicker for me to get downtown because I'm right by 94. Get on at Dempster.
So I'm still not getting your camera. It's just like the Chumpcast logo.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. It's showing up there. I can see it on Hangouts. Everything sucks. And we're still not coming through on Twitch.
Let's just record tomorrow.
Absolutely not.
All right, Brick, can you see us?
What a clusterfuck. Pull up the Twitch stream, I guess.
Such a kill. Okay. Word.
You're actually going to have to listen to us, Brick.
That's going to be difficult.
And engage that way through
weird.
listening.
I'm actually one with the audience now. Only audio.
What's wrong now?
Nothing. It's just this is really frustrating.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it's great content for everybody to just sit there and listen to us bitch about things that nobody cares about, nor would they even try to understand. But
then let's talk about Jumanji and bitch about that. Or you two can, because I didn't see it.
What have you been doing for the last 3 days?
Yard work.
That's it?
A lot of packing bags with leaves, paper bags.
So when is this Bane statue getting out of my basement?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do the unboxing tomorrow on our Twitch stream.
God, you guys have dad lives now. Just like, I'm doing the lawn, and you guys are complaining about doing the lawn. Wow.
Doing the lawn and unboxing my Bane statue.
Yeah, no shit. Like those are two very mutually exclusive things, being an adult and buying a giant 2-foot tall Bane statue.
Brick's going to be married and have a house, and his wife's going to be like, did you fucking do the lawn yet? He's going to be like, yeah, he's going to be wearing the Oculus.
Shut up, I'm streaming VR.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Pfeiffer keeps sending me Snapchats of you playing VR in the middle of the living room.
Yeah.
And he just puts captions like, I'm super uncomfortable with this, because it's just like you in your mask, like swinging your hands around and shit. It's very funny.
Hilarious. And such a big overreaction. Super uncomfortable. I'm in a 5x5 little room area.
You don't know his emotions. He might be really uncomfortable.
Not in that space. I returned it anyway. It doesn't matter.
You did?
What?
I got the Quest one. The one without the headset.
Oh, you upgraded.
On accident, but I don't know if it's really an upgrade, so we'll see.
I'm very confused.
Was it a GameStop upgrade, or did you actually return it after using it and said you didn't use it?
No, I returned the Rift S because I was like, why would I not just want to get the cordless version? Because cords are bogus. And then when I returned it, turns out that like the Quest doesn't have as many capabilities because it isn't connected to the computer itself, so it can't play some of the games. But they're coming out with a cord that connects, so it's like I don't know if I keep it or I'm just gonna test it out over the week. We're gonna try it because I'm gonna bring it over because it's portable.
Yeah, you absolutely need to bring that.
The one game that I'm buying that I showed you in the previews here was that Punch-Out game, which is like the arcade games where it's a beat 'em up.
It's a side scroller.
Yeah, side scrolling beat 'em up, but it's taken in first person, and you are the guys that beat 'em up. And I'm just thinking, if you can combo the boxing game with like that arcade kind of just you're in a bar and just beating up people, I think that game's gonna be hilarious. And that's something that we're definitely gonna explore later on. What's that game called? Do we have the notes up?
I don't, but I mean, it looks like it's gonna be really redundant.
You think?
It kind of seems like you're just swinging your arms around for a while.
there's like ways to throw people, and then like the knives and stuff. There's probably just like 5 levels, and you upgrade your guy like a regular arcade game. That's what I would imagine it is.
Maybe.
It's probably pretty cheap. Path of the Warrior, the first-person VR of an 80s arcade beat 'em up. So let me ask you this question: what are your top 3 arcade-style beat 'em ups?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles Through Time.
Double Dragon.
X-Men.
X-Men was fantastic. Simpsons obviously is number 1 for you.
Tekken's not a side-scroller.
Wasn't the...
the beat 'em up kind of games.
No.
Tekken's a fighter.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It is a side-scroller, the fighting matches, technically.
That's not...
No, that's wrong.
Definitionally.
Fine.
Not.
Street Fighter. There you go.
That's also not the...
Yeah. You dumb
Those are
idiot.
fighting games.
Yeah.
Those aren't... Like, you don't think that Double Dragon and Tekken are the same thing, do you?
Like Battletoads.
You mean like making your way through a city and
Yeah, that's
going...
a side-scroller.
Okay. All right. Never mind. All right. So Jackie Chan, I forgot the name of the title, but Jackie Chan had a game that was technically a side-scroller for PS1, and it was great.
You remember that cartoon that Jackie Chan did? Jackie Chan Adventures?
Yes.
It wasn't bad.
Either was the video game.
Okay.
Jackie Chan needs to get back out there.
Well,
Yeah.
let me go with my top 3. First of all, Castle Crashers. I guess it's an arcade game, but not really an arcade from like the arcades themselves. But that beat 'em up style was amazing. Gauntlet Legends. Would you consider that a beat 'em up game? Or
I have no idea what that is.
Gauntlet Legends? You never played Gauntlet Legends?
On
Obviously not.
I guarantee you played Gauntlet Legends. I'll send you guys a link later. But the best one was Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, just because it's the most ridiculous game of all time ever created.
It is one of very few games that revolves around a pedophile, so...
Yeah. I know that was right up your alley, but it's just the funniest, most ridiculous thing in the world. Michael Jackson literally turns into a robot, and then at the end of it just turns into a jet and flies off as Michael Jackson. It's insane. It's insane.
It's Diddler VR. It's like you put on your mask and you're like, now I am become the Diddler.
Oh my God.
So should we get into some other games that kind of drop from these video game awards?
Sure, let me play a drop real quick.
Okay.
News to us. Boop.
Boop.
Boo. Game
Go ahead,
segment.
Brick.
Go ahead, Brick. Do it.
Okay. So actually, I think the game that won the most awards through those game awards that actually were, I think, a few days ago, the game was called Disco Elysium. And Wilpo has played it. Maybe we can get a little side interview with Wilpo later on how that game works. But apparently, it's getting rave reviews just from like the story and dialogue of themselves. I think they won 4 awards at the Video Game Awards, and then the next highest was 2.
I've never even heard of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Will was running around as like a drunk hobo cop, and then just like it's very like D.
Wait, in the game, or
yeah.
is that just something that he did?
No, that's something he does in real life as well as the game. It's really transformative. But no, I guess apparently that's like game that's really been quietly out of nowhere. The game you might want to check out. It's like kind of D&D, very literary based though. So I don't know if it's for everybody, but the people that play it are loving it.
Didn't that Sekiro game win Game of the Year this year?
Yes, that won Game of the Year. But the one that won the most awards was Disco Elysium.
Sekiro. Did you play that game?
I didn't play Sekiro, but I watched someone play it. It looked pretty fun, but I don't know. It didn't look like something I was going to be into. What'd you guys think of that Weird West trailer by Devolver?
Okay, so Devolver is notorious for doing these super weird press conferences and stuff.
Right.
I don't think that I've ever enjoyed playing one of their actual games.
Okay. Interesting. So they have like the co-creators from Dishonored and Prey bringing like an immersive Western RPG style game with like an ancient supernatural twist or drawback with like cultists, werewolves, witches, demons that kind of come out at night. But they also have like the regular unusual outlaws and common town folk that kind of they're living within these conditions. I guess, how much would you pay to play this game? $20? $40?
No.
$4.
Yeah, I'd pay like, it looks like a mobile game, honestly.
$3.99, and the trailer didn't even do much. It was cool. They had some cool music in the background, but it wasn't like a gameplay trailer, except for maybe the last 5 seconds. They kind of gave you that sentence, or like for a second in between the trailer.
Okay, so how much blood needs to be shed in the trailer for you to buy the game, Mark? as a bloodlust.
There was a lot of blood from like the 5-second clip of what was actually going on in the game. Yeah, you saw all those like dead village people on the ground and stuff like that.
Like the aftermath of like you could either talk to these people or you can just absolutely gun them down like a psychopath from the West.
It reminded me of like today's revamped version of GTA 2.
Yeah, it's got that overhead vibe to it.
In the Western setting. Yeah.
So it's a Red Dead version of like Grand Theft Auto. That's a great comparison, actually, I would say.
Good job, Brick. Yes, exactly.
Nicely done. The next game that really caught my eye, to be honest, that kind of, I don't know why stood out, but Naraka Blade Point. And, first look appears to be like a PvP hand-to-hand ninja combat with like fluid movement tactics that allow you to explore, unique areas of the map and escape opponents and attack opponents in like a variety of ways.
You love these games though. Like you loved For Honor. I did not.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is like, if I had to do a math equation of what this game would be like, or from what the trailer like kind of looked like, would be ninjas only times like For Honor plus Splinter Cell. It's For Honor, but you can only use ninjas. And then I feel like Splinter Cell, because there's like a hack. There's no hacking, but just how you kind of can traverse through this as spies, and just the way different ways of attacking and like map layout is going to be Splinter Cell-ish. And yeah, you subtract the hacking and you get this Naraka Blade Point.
Are Samurai Ninjas like the new thing? Is Samurai Ninjas in 2019 the zombies of 2009 for gaming?
That would be
Sekiro, and then this game. And I feel like there's been other Samurai Ninja games in the last like decade,
dude.
That we've had.
The weebs are up and coming.
But I feel like there's always that theme, within like a couple years.
Well, it's a genre, but it's lately they've been coming out with some better games, and I mean even like Overwatch kind of had a little bit of that ninja kind of feel to it as well, to certain characters and stuff like that. So
you had like one guy shoot a bow and arrow, and he had like the long samurai ponytail or whatever.
Do ninjas have names? Do ninjas like have cool names like Dragon Warrior or like what would be a good ninja name?
What was Chris Farley's ninja name in Beverly Hills Ninja?
White something.
yeah, they have ninja names.
I mean, I wouldn't look at that as like a historical reference point.
Well, have you ever watched Three Ninjas? Rocky, Tum Tum, and what's the other one?
Rocky loves and
Rocky, Tum Tum, and Colt. There we go. Those are their ninja names.
Okay, Haru was the Chris Farley. Was that the name?
Oh yeah,
Haru. It was Haru.
That's such a good fat ninja name, Haru.
Haru.
What is Kung Fu Panda's name?
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
It's got to be another fat ninja name, but yeah,
Paru.
Po. It's Po.
Po. Another fat ninja name. Perfect.
Yeah. Po is or is it because we're associated with a fat panda?
That is also.
Oh no, Po.
That is
very possible.
Kung Fu Panda is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we reversed it on us.
All right, Brick. What else? What other game trailers did you like?
Okay, so a lot of them like came out honestly just from this Game Awards, obviously. But let me get to the notes here.
Okay, well, while you're pulling that up, I will talk about the only game that matters, and that is Fast and Furious.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right.
The fact that they are doing a Fast and Furious video game just makes me think, why didn't this happen 15 years ago?
Did they spend the whole budget on getting Vin Diesel to voice? The fucking graphics look terrible.
And Tyrese Gibson and...
The graphics look so bad. Vin Diesel looks like the default character of like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater open intro scene.
But that's what he looks like in real life.
Where you have to like create your guy. Looks so bad.
He's all blocky and shit. Like in real life, he's a block.
Looks so fucking bad. It's like we're back in 2001.
But you know you're going to play this.
I'll play it for sure. Absolutely. But no, Brick, it's not going to be better than Need for Speed, if that's what you were going to ask.
I was going to ask, could this be better? I'm all in for the sweet cars and the dope weapons. But I mean, is this going to be multiplayer? Does I get to be Vin Diesel and you get to be Tyrese, and we just get to roll through the city and just blow shit up.
Please tell me that they're going to have that neon green Mitsubishi Eclipse from Fast and Furious 1.
That would be amazing.
That car was awesome.
All right, what is Dominic Toretto's like muscle car he always drives? What kind
The
of
muscle car is
Yeah.
a Charger.
Is it a Charger?
Yeah.
Would
It's
you
either a
rather
Charger or a Challenger, I
Would you
can't
rather have his Charger or the Need for Speed Nissan Skyline?
remember. The Skyline.
Fuck yeah! All right.
I love those cars like unabashedly. If I could afford it, I would import one from Japan. They're all right-hand drive. I fucking love those cars.
I took you for like a muscle car guy over like a
I like both. You can like both.
Japanese rice burner type.
Wow.
Well, not a rice burner car, but
Those cars are monstrous.
what, the Skylines?
SR20, yes, the dual overhead cam twin turbo V6s, the SR20 DETTs, yes, those cars are fucking monstrous. They're all-wheel drive and they are badass.
I'm not a car guy.
That was my car nerd out for the second. But
Nas. I
when
know
are
about
you
Nas.
going to download Need for Speed? Because
I should, and I will.
the game is fucking amazing. It'll cost you $15 to play it for a month.
And yes, Smithers and I have been just tearing up the streets. It's so much fun just bodying cops and just trolling all these other cars in the streets. It's actually a lot of fun.
It is just like Need for Speed Underground, except the graphics are better now, and it's amazing. The only thing it's missing is the drag races, but
What?
they don't have the drag race.
That's the funnest part of Need for Speed Underground.
Was it? They were really short, and it's just like hitting a button at the right time. Like
No.
It's not about turning or anything.
All right, I'm not buying it now. Drag races were the best because it was like
No,
easy.
it was not the best part.
It was easy, and you can easily just sit there and try to beat your time over and over again. And I thought that was fun. It was
What
really
a waste
repetitive,
of time. Then if you thought that was fun, then you're gonna freaking love the way the cars control in this one. The drifting, the jumps, everything about it is actually like well done in terms of a car game. So
Can you put
freaking
on
get
like
it, dude. You kidding me?
Could you put on like a reckless spoiler on your
Oh,
Skyline?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, 1,000. This customization is insane.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like it's Forza, but over the top and ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah, so we're definitely sold on Need for Speed, and we're hoping that Fast and Furious can, exceed these expectations. But let me ask you this one final question about that Fast and Furious. Does Paul Walker make an appearance?
Brian Earl Spillner.
No, if you're going to keep the graphics the way they are, don't dishonor Paul Walker by putting him in this game.
If you're going to keep the
Dishonor
graphics
Paul
the way
Walker.
they are.
You're such a fucking
wow.
pud.
Actual pud. Dishonor.
If they did this at the end, I'd allow it. If at the end of you beating the campaign mode of the game, you pull up and all of a sudden you're like having that vision or whatever, it's all in your mind, and you look to your left and Paul Walker pulls up and he does that smile. Remember at the end of Fast and Furious 7? Yeah. Right before they they hit the fork in the road and they go their separate ways. If they did that scene, but it was like in Japan at like night and shit, and he pulls up, he's like, "Great drag, man," and you're just like, "Oh God, dude, I miss you," and then you just
I
pull
miss
away.
you so much, Paul.
Dude. But then yes, they played "It's Been a Long Day," and then the credits roll. That would
We
be great.
should stream us watching a marathon of Fast and Furious movies.
I will 100% do that.
We should do that like New Year's Day or something. Just
Yeah, I'll tap in my guy Darian. He'll fill in. Tag it.
no
tag
way,
it.
dude. You're gonna be in town and everything.
Let's Twitch stream it.
That's what I'm saying.
How many hours of Fast and that's like what, 16 hours of Fast and Furious movies?
At least.
You think?
Aren't there 9 of them?
Shit, yeah.
What are those things
Yeah,
that
never mind, there's
the
none.
smell? If we'd have to do snug salts before every single episode, every single movie.
No way. We'd just get
like,
really
always
drunk.
be awake. Amazing. Even better.
All right, Brick. What else you got?
Both. Prologue is from Players Unknown Studios. They basically show you nothing. It's basically like you're looking at a rock for 10 seconds, and then all of a sudden the guy looks right,
Amazing.
looks left,
It's the best thing.
and then the wind starts picking up, the weather starts picking up. You hear like these animals. I don't know if they're dogs coming after you, like hunting dogs, or just like wild wolves. So if you're looking to expand the PUBG, if you're wanting an expansion to the PUBG universe to an extent, that kind of gameplay.
You really think that's what it's going
I'm
to be?
actually-
Is this PUBG? Or are you just...
It's the guy that made PUBG.
It's,
Well, yeah.
it's going to be similar gunplay, but I think they're going to have a lot of dynamic weather changes and maybe some animals that you kind of have to hunt down, or they're kind of in the way. Like, you have to be killing these wolves that are going to attack you while also hunting other players in the lobby. I think that could be a route that I'd be very down to get the new PUBG game, or the new game called Prologue from PlayerUnknown Studios.
I'm not doubting you, but
think?
I'm doubting you. What is your source for saying that it's going to be
My source
another
is just
PUBG
my dumb brain. That's just assuming all that just from that one little teaser
so
video.
because the studio or the guy that created PUBG is now doing this Prologue, we're assuming it's going to be another battle royale type game, when it realistically might not be anything even close to that.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time, when you look at it, that concept is the beginning of every single drop in from PUBG. Is you are there alone and you have nothing, you know? So maybe it's, there's no HUD would be sweet. Also, that'd be pretty dope and pretty interesting.
What if he put out another extended trailer where it's the same thing for the first 15 seconds and then it's another 15 seconds where
he turns the other way instead?
Where scrotums fall out of the sky and hit the ground, and they you're a scrotum picking up a gun, just gunning down other scrotums.
And it's a sequel to Genital Jousting?
Yes. Genital
Jousting. Oh,
no.
You're thinking of a name for this.
Yeah, I was thinking of a name for it, but I couldn't.
General
BRs.
Underground. GGU.
BR genitals.
Cool. Let's move on, shall we?
That got out of hand quickly. Yep.
There's a general. His name is Genital, and he's a genital, and he's a fucking...
No, I get it.
Right.
It wasn't that I didn't get the joke.
All right. You just want to
General
move on.
Gentle?
I just didn't
General
like the joke.
Genital?
Okay, we can move on.
Okay. We did get some actual movie trailers this week. Mark, you're going to have to sell me on Wonder Woman.
What do I have to sell you on?
This looks really confusing.
It's not confusing. Why is it confusing?
Because Steve Trevor died.
Well, we don't... Yes, that's Steve Trevor in the trailer. We don't know if that's actually Steve Trevor.
But he died.
He might have an excuse like, hey, I actually didn't die. It happens.
Okay.
Hey, guess what? I parachuted
But why
out.
didn't he age 50 years?
Were you fine with the ending of The Dark Knight Rises? Same thing with Batman. Everyone thought Batman died, and he showed up in that cafe in France.
That wasn't 60 years later.
All right, listen.
Wasn't Superman frozen for a while, or was that Captain America?
Lazarus pit? I don't know. Something.
Okay. Well,
something's going to happen, obviously, and we're going to be like, But what we do know is he is going to die. Because if they do this with the within the DCEU that they've already set up, then we know he's dead. Because in Justice League, you have Bruce Wayne going off on Diana because all she can do is think about Steve Trevor and can't get over him. And then the same thing happens in Dawn of Justice. We know he's going to die.
Almost completely pushed that movie out of my brain.
Yeah, but we know he's going to die. Is it going to happen in 1984? I don't know.
I thought there was a great connection between Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, because I love both of them. But I thought the role reversal that they had, where it's like Chris Pine was introducing Gal Gadot into society the first time. Now the roles were reversed somehow. Like, just that last little bit in the trailer. I thought that's going to be fun, and they're going to do a lot of interesting things that way. I also think, is DC transitioning all the way up? Because from the Joker to Watchmen to this Wonder Woman success, they seem to be trending in the right direction.
They don't get to take credit for Watchmen.
Why not? They're DC. Why don't they get credit for Watchmen?
No, DC bought that after it was already good.
So?
I have a theory. Victor Fries in this timeline was in the era of World War II. He was a younger Victor Fries, but he's still doing experiments, getting a lot of funding from the Wayne Foundation. Victor Fries helps Diana by taking Steve Trevor's mangled body, who's still just clinging to life, and he freezes him.
Shut the fuck up. I love
this.
He
freezes him and then unfreezes him in 1984.
So
and that's
he's
where
Captain
we leave
America.
Off. Yes.
Okay. Who is Pedro Pascal playing?
I don't know, actually.
I have no clue who that is. He seems like a presidential candidate, Lex Luthor type.
He is playing Maxwell Lord. I don't know much about that character within the mythos.
Okay, how about this, though? They've already mapped out Wonder Woman 3.
Mm-hmm.
and then some, because they're going to do a spin-off for the Amazonians, I guess you would call them. Maybe they're tapping a little too hard into this because it was the one DC movie that was like super successful first.
Yeah.
But why turn away? You at least get a trilogy out of it. Gal Gadot is a perfect as Wonder Woman. Like, I think you could definitely get a Wolverine. I don't know about Wolverine, but like Gal Gadot could be Wonder Woman forever. Honestly,
sure. Look, I have no problem with Gal Gadot. I have no problem with the fact that Chris Pine is in this because I love them both. I just think
you can utilize some other DC female characters.
I think that they're trying to basically recreate the first movie in a different time setting.
Yeah, in Themyscira.
Like everything that you're talking about, Brick, is accurate. Where now she's introducing him to the time, and I don't know, it looks the same to me, and I wanted to see something different.
Well, I also think the low key addition to Kristen Wiig is huge. I think she's hilarious, and she's going to be another good levity, which really is the main difference between a lot of those DC movies and the Marvel movies was like how light they made some of these movies as well. Like the comedy was still there.
You know she's going to be the villain, right?
Kristen Wiig?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, one of the villains.
You think? Or is that like already locked in?
She is a villain.
She is.
We know who
Cheetah's
she's playing.
a villain.
She's going to be Cheetah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's
They'll
fine.
have a friendship in the beginning, most likely, and then she'll turn for whatever reason, and she'll become Cheetah and be the main villain. Maybe alongside Pascal, but I don't know.
Okay.
But she's the villain.
Cool. And also, would have been cool to not tell me that too. So, either way.
Well, eat shit.
Word.
Let's talk about the movie trailer that actually matters this week in Ghostbusters. I put off watching this trailer for 3 days. I was terrified that it was going to suck.
It was not bad.
It looks really good.
Dude, creepy.
And maybe it's just my love of Paul Rudd or something. The one complaint I have about this, so they're in this rural area where apparently Egon like went and retired and like moved out to the country somewhere and had this farmhouse and everything. And he brought all of his science tech shit with him. But in the original 2 movies, New York City was kind of a big part of that movie, of those movies, especially the second one where it was like everybody hates each other and there's a goo forming underneath the city because everybody's a dick to each other. So I don't know how that's going to play out in the middle of nowhere in like a rural setting, but that's
where you're wrong.
I was
dude.
pleasantly surprised by this trailer.
How are you pleasant? It looks great just because creepy small farm towns plus kids dealing with the supernatural is literally a lock for it to be in, especially with Finn Wolfhard in there. It does look great. There's all the nostalgia hits. It looks like it's going to be very entertaining, and like the visuals are going to be stunning. So I think they're going to do this one right as well.
Dude, when they pull out the Ecto-1, absolutely here for that.
Who is the daughter? She's the daughter of one of them, right? Is it Dan Aykroyd?
No,
Who's she the daughter of?
Harold Ramis. Their granddaughter. Finn Wolfhard and the girl are his grandkids.
Okay, all right.
Or that's what I gleaned from the trailer. Like it could be maybe something different, but
okay,
that's what I saw from it. This movie looks awesome. I can't wait for it. So that's it.
I'm pumped.
I sent a couple other trailers that we don't really have to get in depth into, but The Wave with Justin Long and Donald Faison actually looks kind of interesting.
I agree.
And this seems like it's something that's going to go straight to streaming, but also the visuals were really cool. Basically, he's an uptight lawyer and he gets talked into taking drugs by a woman because women are the devil.
Yeah, Justin Long, which is the guy from Dodgeball, like Waiting, Accepted, like New Girl, right? The guy from New Girl, kind of.
He's
left
a
out
perpetual dork.
He's a perpetual
You left out his
dork.
biggest movie.
He worked.
Jeepers Creepers.
Oh my God, he was in Jeepers Creepers.
Dude, that's how I knew him. I'm like, where do I know this guy from?
Damn, I hate that.
I forgot he was in Dodgeball. Yeah, he's Jeepers Creepers.
So anyways, basically he takes a drug that kind of breaks his brain. Brick, what do you think of this?
I think it looks cool, and I think a lot of the visuals could be pretty interesting, how they kind of portray it and how he's losing his mind. I love movies that people lose their minds. It's always very interesting to me.
Just extra trippy. Like you and Neil can take some mushrooms and watch this movie and just scream into the background for no reason.
That would be awful. I would never want to take drugs and watch this movie. Honestly.
Have you ever seen Mandy, Brick?
No, I still haven't seen Mandy. That looked awesome, though.
He wasn't on that episode with us. Dude, you
Take
should
all the
definitely take
drugs.
some mushrooms and watch Mandy.
Yeah. Smoke salvia or something. Do something from like 2003.
Dude, just get crazy and do some meth.
Yeah. Do some like old drugs.
Shoot up some heroin. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
You only live once.
So, Donald
What are you doing there?
Faison.
Taking notes?
I'm pretty sure he's packing that bong again.
No, I'm looking at my notes that I took. So, Donald Faison is also in this movie. I don't know if I said his name right. I probably botched it. But he's Turk.
Faison.
Faison. He's Turk from Scrubs, is what I was
Yeah.
going to say. That's how I know people, and that's how I explain people is through roles they played. And Tommy Flanagan, what role did he play? Anybody?
Who the hell is Tommy Flanagan?
He's from Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, and also face scar guy from Gladiator.
That's really his face scarred. Like that's
Yeah.
They didn't do that for Gladiator.
Like he actually has a facial scar?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to describe him 100%. And did you know exactly?
I did not recognize him. One more trailer for a movie called Promising Young Woman. I'm intrigued by this. I didn't recognize the lead actress, but I did see Alison Brie in there. McLovin is in there.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham, the comedian,
Yeah.
for some reason is there. Who's the creepy guy in the beginning from Orange County? The OC.
Oh, Adam Brody.
Adam Brody. I was going to say, you just said his name earlier.
Yeah,
You have
Adam
to know
Brody.
it. But basically, she's a woman who
Max Greenberg, too.
traps guys who do creepy things at bars to girls who drink too much. I'm kind of interested in this whole revenge framing thing.
Yeah, I think the cast is incredible. They also have Sam Richardson from Detroiters, which is great. Also, Max Greenfield, who's also in New Girl. He plays Schmidt, who's hilarious. They have a lot of Alison Brie. I love Alison Brie. Connie Britton. They have a fantastic cast for this.
Did you say Chris Lowell was in it? He's from Glow.
I don't know who that is.
He is I don't want to spoil it. He's the younger guy that is the announcer and is part owner.
Oh, okay.
That guy's
the rich
in it.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, rich guy.
Okay,
Yep.
fair. Interesting. I don't know. It's original, and there's so little originality out there right now that I'm kind of in on this.
Yeah, it's just going to be, as a guy, it's just kind of like, that shit is just the worst when you hear about that and watching it go down.
It's definitely uncomfortable subject
Okay.
matter.
Yeah, it's rapey subject matter.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to watch this. And
There's a little mystery in there. She talks about how she dropped out of med school, and you kind of wonder why that happened. Yeah, I'm actually, it looks good. All right, a couple other news points, and then we can move on to our review of the glorious movie that was Jumanji, the fucking train wreck that it was. So Keanu Day is supposedly going to be May 21st, 2021, and they're going to release The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 on the same day. That seems like a bad idea.
but
I mean, I will go see both of them.
what if it's actually like one of the greatest days in box office history?
No, it's supposed to. That's how you start.
Like people go see each movie.
This is how you start a national holiday: is you release 2 mega movies on the same day, and then people are like, "It's Keanu
Dude,
Reeves
if we
Day."
can't get the day off after the Super Bowl off, no chance.
Did you say they should make a Keanu Reeves Day?
We should start it. It's Keanu Reeves Day. Just forever. It's always, everyone just gets to stay home and watch Keanu Reeves movies, the replacements, whatever. Just
Brick, you've got a year and a half. Go to change.org and start a
here
petition.
we go. We know that works really well.
Yes, absolutely.
And while you start that petition for Keanu Reeves Day, just throw in a petition for a Paul Walker Day as well.
No, it's
Thank
already
you.
been.
Just get the statue
Yeah,
built
let's-
first.
Yeah,
one
get
thing at a
that
time,
built,
you know?
Then we'll
Yeah.
work on national
Keanu Reeves Day.
holidays.
Let's get it going.
So you don't think this is going to eat into the total box office for either of these movies?
I think it
Oh,
will.
it
I
has
think
to, right?
It has to. Not everybody is like us where we just go see everything.
yeah, one of these production companies is gonna change the date for one of the movies, Matrix or John Wick 4. It's gonna be one of them.
Who's going to flinch? Yeah.
It's a weird game of chicken. All right. Last bit of news. Jonathan Entwistle. He directed and produced The End of the Fucking World on Netflix, which everybody except for me seems to love. I thought it was a really dumb show,
Okay.
but he's a decent director at least. Paramount is talking about rebooting the reboot that was Power Rangers. So, Brick, I think that you've always kind of stood up for that movie.
I liked the first. I liked the last remaking of the Power Rangers. I thought it was pretty good.
So they had all these sequels planned and everything, but it kind of bombed. now they're just going back to square one, I guess. And
Not mad about that either.
they're talking about so this is going to be like a time travel Power Rangers movie where they travel back to the 1990s and they have to find their way back, like Back to the Future type style.
So I'm thinking with the director that's like the end of the fucking world, that was a very self-aware kind of show, right?
I don't know what the fuck that show was, man.
Okay.
The kid was miserable. He just wanted to be a serial killer. I didn't get it.
Okay. Well, that's not a ringing endorsement. Anyway, I am down for this if it's going to be more towards like a Thor Ragnarok-ish humor. Like, aim for our generation, make this funny, make this relevant for today, and then kind of play off of the dumb stereotypes that they had before. Just like even the colors that they wear, the Black Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, the Pink Ranger, just like kind of, I'm wondering where they go with that, and if they go with the comedy direction, it's going to be good, or there's just a lot of things that they can do with that 1990s references that I'm kind of looking forward to.
I think it has to poke fun at itself.
Has
Because it has to realize how ridiculous Power Rangers were.
Yeah, the putties and just like getting exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
Megazord. It's amazing.
It's super ridiculous and over the top, but I know that there are some people in our Discord channel that would be very excited to hear about a Power Rangers reboot, so.
Oh, yeah. Azrael would be
Power
pumped.
Ranger!
I actually have comic news real quick. Actually,
Go for it.
one set of news that you might find interesting.
I'll ignore you and go get a beer.
No, you need to listen to this because you probably are the only person familiar with this person. Bernie Wrightson, he's one of the co-creators of Swamp Thing with Len Wein. He's honestly probably one of the best illustrators of comic book. Well, currently one of the best illustrators of all time. But he had a wraparound cover that he did for Frankenstein for Marvel, and it sold for $1.2 million, which is pretty ridiculous.
Good Lord.
And that sold at auction today.
Were you in on the bidding?
I wasn't. Yeah, I put down a $50 bid. I'm like,
Seems
I
like
hope
something you would
so.
do. Like, Kelly, this is a good investment.
I hope so.
I can put it next to my Bane statue.
No, it's honestly ridiculous. It just did it ink and pen, left it as is, did the whole wraparound front to back, and it sold for $1.2 million.
I love stories like that because it just kind of validates that stuff like that it is art.
Yeah.
So that's I
can
love
hold
hearing stories
value.
like that. Yeah, it's better than a fucking banana taped to a wall.
Or a grape taped to a wall. That's my thing now.
Best. We the best! Worst.
The worst. She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys fight about who goes first.
I'll go. How would you feel if your company put a smell check in the employee bathrooms as to not prevent them from staying on their phones for too long? So, what would you guys do?
I feel like that would be more punitive to whomever had to run the smell check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's a nightmare. So, for I just saw this on Reddit. I guess an unknown company that has been, posted on Reddit, urged workers to not stay in the restroom for more than 10 minutes or else a smell check would be carried out. And if the room does not stink, then the employees will be reported to the office. Like, that has to be a joke, right? This has to be a fake ass thing.
Dude, capitalism is killing us all. This is fucking miserable. What kind of dystopia do we live in where you have to check on somebody to see if they're pooping for too long?
Yeah. Hey,
what if my poop just don't stink?
Literally, your shit don't stink. You're gonna come in here and smell while I'm taking a shit? Like, what is going on? That's insane.
Next thing they're going to do is just like install a video camera into the actual toilet bowl.
No, they're going to have fucking audio. They're going to have audio in there so that you can hear the farts and the shit coming out of your butthole.
Do you guys consider yourself like quick poopers or slow poopers?
Depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to mosey and take my time, meander a little bit.
Where you don't even like flex a muscle, you just let it happen naturally.
Like gravity takes its course.
Exactly, yeah. You'll sit there for 45 minutes and you just don't move. You don't do anything. You don't even grin. You're like, no, I'm just going to let it fall.
This is way more graphic than I expected this conversation to
really
be.
took the right turn, yep.
I'm just saying they shouldn't probably use me as the basis to this rule because I'm all about the clinch and just the fucking
Dude, I never poop for free. I only
Dude, I never poop for free.
never poop for free. Always poop on company time.
You got to.
You gotta.
You gotta. Sometimes I'm in the car just holding it in. I'm like, get to the office. Get to the office.
I don't poop at all Saturday and Sunday because I hold it all for Monday.
Oh, man.
It's been 15 minutes. Smell check is initiating. Ryan Smith. I don't smell any poop in here. You'll
I got
be
something for you.
reprimanded.
All right, I have 2 stories.
Okay.
I think I need a ruling on this guy
Mhm.
because I'm pretty sure he's a piece of shit, but he was trying to help his mom. So,
Okay.
a 43-year-old man has been arrested in Brazil because he dressed up as his mom to go take her driving test for her.
If he's 43, I would assume his mom's like 88.
His mom is 60,
Okay. Wow.
but she keeps failing her driver's test.
Actually, that makes no sense. Yeah, that's pretty late to have a kid. But anyways, yeah.
Let's focus on the story
Anyways,
here.
Go. All right.
He's a piece of shit, though, right? Because she shouldn't be driving, and he's trying to get her a driver's license.
No, and I'm scared shitless about that stuff where you see an old person, you're like, they probably haven't taken a driver's test in the last 20 years. They probably shouldn't have even been driving. They probably shouldn't have even drove a car in the last 10 years.
Yo, driving
And
at
they
night
are.
is actually hard. Like, sometimes if you're 60, it's going to be difficult. Like, glasses, contacts dry up. Like, sometimes it's just, you shouldn't be on the road. Well,
I do remember one time, I think I was still in high school, and I was in traffic in my hometown, and traffic was backed way up, and you could see that there was this Buick way ahead that was just like 15 miles per hour turning into this bank super slow. So of course I'm motherfucking this person the entire way. Finally get up and I drive past, and it's my grandma.
it's your
It's your
grandma.
grandma.
It was my grandma.
Damn.
It's like,
Did you honk at your grandma?
no, I was like 7 cars back, but that was when I realized, like, okay, maybe she shouldn't be driving.
Damn.
So yeah. Can I get a ruling, Brick? Is he worst man alive or best man alive?
Yeah, worst man alive. Just don't. Just because it's inconvenient for you doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, he's probably has to like drive her to the grocery store and shit, and that's why he's doing this.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
fuck
why
that
do you
guy.
even need your grandma to be driving?
Mark, you got anything?
Yeah, I can't find the story, but did you guys hear about that guy that was farting and he was claiming it was killing mosquitoes? Did you hear about that?
I don't think he's claiming it. I think it's scientifically backed. Like somebody's paying him money
True.
because it's a country in Africa where his fart kills or repels mosquitoes.
They hired him. So it's true. It's definitely true if a company has hired him because supposedly they hired this man because his fart is killing mosquitoes.
What do you do for work? I fart.
Yeah. So what do you think they did? Like he farted and they took just the mason jar and just captured the fart and they're like, we need to study this.
Probably. It's probably accurate.
How
I
did
mean,
it-
there's got to be some kind of particulate.
Like, how did someone like notice it at first? Like, was he just like standing at a party, just like by the water cooler, and clearly a mosquito like flew by his ass as he farted and just like died in midair, and someone was like, "Wow, dude, you just killed that actual being with your fart." That's insane.
He was definitely at a raging house party and he was like sitting around drinking with all of his friends and all of a sudden they heard like zzz, zzz, going by their ears and he's like, I got this, guys. Check this shit out. And the fucking mosquito just hit the fucking ground and he's like, yeah, check that shit.
No, it definitely needs to be up. You know, that kind of fart.
It's definitely a cool party trick.
That would be an awesome party trick.
There's a fly in here. Don't worry, guys. Just give me that can of beans over there. Just gasses it out.
I think my favorite part, though, was like they talked to the guy and he's like, my farts don't smell any worse than anybody else's.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it's just normal. Like,
Yo,
who's going to do
bro.
this smell check at work?
Yeah, right.
Yo,
Well, hold on.
Yo, that guy's got mustard gas coming out of his ass. There's no way I'm doing a smell check. He's just killing people. That's actually insane.
Have they really done their like due diligence on this shit? Like, have they studied it to where there might be more insects out there that he's killing with these farts, like praying mantises?
Oh, like he's going to ruin the ecosystem with his butt?
Dude, no.
What if they like
He
just kept going up in like size and
And when at
mass
some
of an
point he
insect?
starts killing like dogs and small mammals.
Yeah, you never know.
No, dude, this is how they
Never
make
know.
money. That guy starts his own extermination business, instead of gassing people's houses out, he just lives in their houses for like a week and just eats a bunch of shitty ass food, clears the house out. He's the best natural exterminator in the world.
It's a good point. I wonder what his diet is.
I don't know. I got one more story, though. This is something that I would definitely do.
Okay.
So let's go to Russia.
Okay.
We're
in Russia right now.
Weird.
It's cold.
A Russian gas station offered free gas for people's cars to anyone who showed up in a bikini. So a bunch of dudes showed up in bikinis and got free gas. The pictures are hilarious.
I respect that.
Though I have to say, this one is extra disturbing to me because he went the extra mile and wore high heels. I don't think that was part of the deal, but he went all in.
Is he wearing an eye mask?
I think those are sunglasses.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically this article is just a bunch of dudes in bikinis. I'm realizing now that somebody's going to go through my browser history and it's going to be very strange.
It's pretty funny. I saw a viral video online of a lady at a gas station filling up a plastic bag full of gas.
I saw that, and it made me worry about the future of humanity.
Did she spill any gas?
There's no way that she didn't.
What if she didn't? What if we're just like, wow, that actually is a decent idea?
What are you going to do with it? Like, you can't take it and put it in something from there.
Why not?
How?
Poke a little hole, just a little hole, and squeeze it. You know, like a frosting.
Into what?
Like a frosting little squeeze.
Squeeze it into what?
Balloon.
Into your gas tank?
Yeah.
You know, there's a little door on your gas tank that like.
Then take a clothes hanger and stick it down there and puncture or open that part.
You would be the one to defend this fucking psychopath woman.
Yeah, you just gave a car a court hanger, like gas injection. Fucking whatever it's called.
Were you going to say coat hanger abortion?
Coat hanger, yeah, I couldn't say it.
Can't even think
I
of
couldn't
the
even
word.
say it. That's how disgusting I thought it was. I couldn't even come to say it.
No, you're good for those things. Like, you say the fucked up stuff, then we tell you that you're terrible.
No. We've turned a corner here.
All right,
Okay.
I'll be back. What do you guys? Are we reviewing the movie right now?
We are going. You go ahead.
Yeah,
Brick and I will talk about
Perfect.
Jumanji.
I didn't see Jumanji, so I'm done.
I got to drop. I got to play. Brick, I'm going to be brutally honest with you here.
Go for it.
I don't want to talk about this movie
Why, dude?
because it was really, really fucking bad.
It wasn't like god awful. You're dramatically overreacting to how bad it was. It wasn't that bad.
I did not laugh once.
Really? You didn't do like a Danny DeVito doing any sort of slapstick, just being Danny DeVito, and I thought nothing. Jack Black doing
Not a thing.
Wow.
And honestly, it was more, for me, it was more annoying than anything else. The Rock doing his Danny DeVito impression was painful.
Okay, The Rock doing the Danny DeVito was absolutely so bad. It was, I've never seen The Rock be worse at acting than trying to do Danny DeVito. Other than that, though, I thought Jack Black was really good playing those multiple characters. I thought Kevin Hart was actually hilarious playing the old Danny Glover. And I thought the gripe between, like, just Danny DeVito and Danny Glover early on was very believable, and I liked that connection early on. But honestly, it was overkill. It could have been a half hour shorter. If it was like an hour and a half, I'd have been fine with it.
It was 2 hours long.
I know. If it was an hour and a half, I'd have been fine with it. I feel like they dragged it on just too much, because initially how the characters like reacted with themselves was fine, and how they acted was it was interesting in that regard, and how they were going to change some characters was kind of interesting. But I agree. Like at the end of it, I just said C-. Like I barely enjoyed it, but it was like serviceable. It's an FX movie.
I was checking my phone constantly, like just like
When's it gonna be over?
I almost walked out of this.
Wow. I had a
And I
brief
never
moment.
walk out of
Yeah,
movies.
I had a brief moment where I was like, I didn't think of walking out, but I was like, when is it gonna be over? It's just a little too long.
And so Awkwafina shows up later in the movie. She's the Asian girl.
She does
who,
a way better Danny DeVito impression than The Rock by a million.
It was just more of the same, though. It was still terrible.
Yeah, but still.
Every Danny DeVito impression in this entire movie was just somebody going, huh?
Like
Like, that was it.
I
It was
agree.
fucking terrible.
It was so bad. They needed just more Danny DeVito was the thing.
So you thought this was funny, though?
I thought it was fine. I won't say it was funny. I thought it was it's FX. It's fine. FX has the movies. It's PG-13. Did they use the F-bomb? Well, do you know?
They did not use one.
Okay.
Wow.
Might as well have been PG
Terrible
then. What's the
movie
point
right
of
off the
how do
bat.
you even get 13?
I think this is definitely aimed more at a younger crowd, and
Yeah, it has to be. And there's a reason why this one didn't come out on Christmas too. You know, like last year it was a Christmas big reveal. Like this one, they realized it wasn't the quality.
Big reveal.
Well, like
we had early screening tickets for last year's.
Yeah.
Or was that 2 years ago? Yeah. Wait a minute. That was the $40 bamboozle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think you guys saw it early. I just saw it.
I think
Yeah, it was
that was because it was
that was
2
the
hours.
bamboozle.
It was so long.
I'm surprised that you don't have like a Pavlovian response to Jumanji movies as a whole.
No, I have a Need for Speed outlet.
Okay, fair enough. Without spoiling it, they set up the end for a sequel.
Oh.
Mole Face Kid is going to come back and do another one, and they're going to do it kind of in the real world.
Dude,
Can we not see that one, please?
yeah, I agree. The only one that I want to see is the one where Winston brings it back to the New Girl place, and Nick and Schmidt and all the characters from New Girl are in the game. Then I'm sold.
I forgot about that part where he shows up. Yeah, Winston's hilarious. I love him
hilarious.
as a character, but
he should have been in this movie or something.
Nick Jonas was in this movie again?
Yes.
Nick Jonas, Moleface, Alex Wolff, all the characters from the first one, Karen Gillan, The Rock, Kevin Hart.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't have anything good to say about this movie.
Was it too long?
It was 2 hours. It was over 2 hours long.
We went over it. We can just move on, I think, from here.
Did Tom Hanks' other son show up at the end?
No, he did not.
The
come
one
and
that
do
raps?
a rap. He did
Damn.
not. No. Yeah, Colin Hanks was in this again too.
You know what?
Let's talk about the movie that didn't suck this week.
Also, hang on. One other thing that
It's pushing it.
I just got to put on here. They have like Alex Wolfhard trying to teach Danny DeVito how to play a game, like in the Jumanji. The game they choose
Is his name Wolfhard?
No,
I don't
it's
know.
Wolf.
Whatever, dude.
Okay. All right.
Who cares?
Timothy Chalamet.
Anyway,
Elephant.
he was trying to teach Danny DeVito to play Street Fighter, which is like the hardest game of all time to try and teach someone to
Disagree.
play. Street
Go
Fighter,
on.
like the new one.
I'm thinking of the old one.
Yeah, the old one's fine. The new one has the most complex
The old
moves
one's like 4
of
buttons.
all time.
A and B, and up and down. and left,
Anyway,
right.
just was stupid. I was like, come on.
Okay. Can we please talk about Six Underground, because I need to cleanse my palate of Jumanji.
Yes, of course.
This movie was so frat bro. So frat bro. Every frat bro was in their frat house just having a frat boner right now. Watching Six Underground.
I know how bad this movie was, and I still loved it. And I don't care.
Can we just, we're just going to spoil it right now because everything that is referenced.
Don't spoil it.
We're spoiling it.
No, it's on Netflix.
No.
People are going to go watch this. It only came out a couple days ago. Don't spoil it.
Dude, the scene when Ben Hardy is fucking doing a board slide and getting away from the henchman. Holy shit.
That is not a spoiler. Thank you.
It is a spoiler.
No, it's not.
That happens in the movie.
That doesn't mean it's not a plot spoiler.
All right, well, it's a spoiler because me just saying that is not going to have the same effect watching the movie now when you see that scene. But
So,
yes, that happens.
Let's talk about the premise for this. First of all, this is a Michael Bay movie, and I purposefully did not tell Erica before I made her sit down and watch this. She was like, "What kind of movie was it? Or what kind of movie is it?" And I was like, "I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I can't tell you." She's like, "Well, is it a comedy? Is it an action?" I was like, "You know, it kind of looks like a little bit like a comedy." And then immediately cut to like 3 minutes in, and they're holding some dude's eyeball from his optic nerve.
It's a bro movie.
It's definitely a bro movie. And
In Italy, Florence, the Duomo, dude. Oh my god! Florence, Italy is like really small, so they drove around, and I like knew a lot of those places that they were. It was great.
What did you think about the highlighter green Alfa Romeo?
I mean, it was fine. Driving in those streets would have been impossible. He would have killed so many people. Also, the guy, when he was running down the Duomo, which is like in the center of the city, that was insane. How he was just kind of running down that building and how they let him do that when they were filming. And I wonder how it was when they filmed that. That's like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you been to Italy?
And have you ever heard of parkour, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? Running down you mean parkouring down the building?
yeah, parkouring down the building. Yeah, sick. It was awesome, dude. And yeah, I've been to Italy. Have you guys been to Italy? The wine's fantastic.
This movie had a $150 million budget.
Really?
I'm still like,
That is so high.
I'm still flabbergasted of how he got that skateboard and why he had to board slide to get away from those guys.
He had the
in that
skateboard
scene.
like throughout the entire movie.
Did he? No,
Yeah.
he didn't.
He skateboarded everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mate,
Okay.
He was extremist. He's always bored and doing something weird.
Ryan Reynolds was really good in this.
he was good. He had some funny quips.
He was Deadpool without being in the Deadpool suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a badass. He doesn't kill as many people, I guess.
Yeah. But
It was me
isn't that
too.
his thing now after... Was he like that in Green Lantern? I can't even remember, and I don't want to remember.
Oh,
but I
boy.
feel like that is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
The
That's
snarky
his,
remarks
That's his
and-
appeal.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, he's...
He's good in everything.
yeah.
Hitman's Bodyguard was a shitty movie, and I still liked it because he was in it and making quips.
Because he was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. But, okay, so if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score for this, critics say 34%. Audiences, 67%.
Wow.
This is a qualifier for popcorn flick.
This is a popcorn flick, guys.
And you don't even have to go to the theater to see. I probably would have been pissed had I gone to see this in the theater. But the fact that I didn't have to leave my couch was pretty great.
At least you had like every scene had some sort of Imagine Dragons song playing in the background.
It was Muse. It was not Imagine Dragons.
Same shit.
It was not.
They were like beating a huge drum, just like, oh, no, no. It's like fucking the most like pumped up frat bro, just about to go wakeboarding. Like he's driving out to the lake right now. Got his board in the back, a case of Bud Light. He's listening to Muse. That was this movie.
So you didn't enjoy this movie?
I did.
Okay.
I'm that
I just
guy.
wanted to make sure.
Do you not realize I'm that guy?
Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not.
I know, but I'm not a critic. And this was the opposite of a fart smelling type of movie. It was ridiculous. Knew it was stupid as hell, and Michael Bay is like, I don't care. I'm using the whole budget to blow shit up. That's what we're doing.
An archetypical Michael Bay movie.
Absolutely.
Brick, what did you think?
Great pace, great action, funny quips that I found entertaining. Also, just it's like the simple concept of these people just, faking their deaths to save humanity, kind of do awesome underground secret ops just for the good of humanity. Just kind of the Michael Bay experience is just explosions. I watched this on the projector. It was brilliant. Had a great time.
They had this was just a funny movie making blunder they had with this. Ryan Reynolds on Instagram before this movie came out like a week ago, he posted an Instagram of them doing a scene in the background and he's promoting it. And
I saw that.
Yeah, basically this was at the end of the beginning sequence, Brick, where they're coming around the outskirts of Florence or wherever they are.
Right.
And you can literally pause one frame. You wouldn't notice this unless you had some type of insight.
Somebody posted it on Twitter.
Somebody had insight and was like, I'm going to look for this. So they paused it and literally you could see Ryan Reynolds far as shit away, but holding his phone up, making the Instagram video. And he's supposed to be in the cover.
Italy.
He was in Italy though, Brick. That's
amazing,
all you care about.
Fantastic.
The timeline of this movie made zero fucking sense. They jumped all over the place and they were like, they would introduce you with a title screen that said present day, but they wouldn't have told you before that it was a flashback.
Yeah.
It made no fucking sense.
Yeah, I didn't care. I blew right past that. I was like, give me all the explosions and all the hot babes just doing all this explosions.
Oh, the
great.
babes.
What didn't make sense is they had
Right?
like the flashback, like they had the, what would I call it?
Use your words.
No, they were doing flashbacks with all the characters. They're like origins, I guess you'd call it, of how they like got together. They only did it for some of them.
Yeah.
I had to go back. I was like, wait, what about that Adria Arona
They don't show you
girl?
anything about the doctor lady.
Yeah, she doesn't get her origins or anything. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
This is such a fucking frat bro movie.
It is. They're like,
just
all they care about is
completely ignore every kind of like storytelling rule. Don't fucking care that it looks really pretty. If you watch it on Netflix, it's like it's in 4K UHD. The sound is amazing. It was shaking my house. It was fucking. It's so frat. That's the only thing I can describe it
Are you
as.
just going to be listening to Muse all week long?
Dude, I'm going to rewatch this movie.
Just Spotify playlist, anything Muse.
Brick, are you ever going to watch this movie again?
Yeah, I think I might rewatch it too, dude. They also Ryan Reynolds' wife or girlfriend that he was dating in that movie was the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, oh my god,
You should go find her in Italy.
I bet you she's not even from.
He wasn't
British
dating
Prize.
her. They had a one-night stand, and he saw her at a park with his kid. Oh, shit. That was
No,
a
I don't
huge
think that's
spoiler.
true. I think they
That
were.
was a huge spoiler. Shit.
I'm pretty sure they were dating because he had pictures of her and stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he had pictures
I
all
didn't catch
over
that.
when he was.
You were just
yeah.
fucking. You were on your phone the entire time.
I didn't know
during
what
this movie.
timeline that was in. I didn't know if that was the timeline of the day after they hooked up.
Jesus.
You never know with this movie. It could have been any time.
Sure.
You're like, don't talk shit about this movie right now.
I unabashedly loved it, and I know how dumb it
It
was.
just didn't make sense.
I knew what I was getting going into it. I knew I was getting a Michael Bay movie with Ryan Reynolds, and it was going to be really stupid and over the top. There were a couple surprises in there. They killed some people I didn't think they would. It was good.
Can I drop one of my favorite cameo, or is that a spoiler?
Go for it.
Ron Funches, the funeral speaker, when
Oh,
he just
boy,
like
his
loses
eulogy.
his shit, was great.
Ooh.
I thought that was pretty funny, honestly.
Is Michael Bay funny like that?
No.
He has his writers are pretty funny. That I feel like Transformers,
It's
the
also
first
the
one with Shia
actors,
LaBeoff
though.
had its funny moments.
I guarantee you that he does not write any of those jokes.
Okay,
Michael Bay seems like the most unfunny guy on the planet.
he just tells them where to have an explosion. Or,
I would much rather Michael Bay keep doing shit like this than go on and keep ruining like Transformers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again.
Paul Wernick.
Like I would much rather he do one-offs like this with like stories where I don't have any attachment to the background or anything.
So it was directed by Michael Bay. Writing credits are for Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese. So was not written by Michael Bay. Confirmed.
I don't know that Michael Bay is literate.
Boom, boom, boom.
He's
I'm
probably
not
never-
sure that he can write.
probably never written anything.
Yeah.
I'll see a 7 Underground.
I
100%.
absolutely. Well, that's a spoiler.
Well-
I'm not going to say that. But yeah, I would absolutely watch a sequel to this.
Same. I would too.
Fuck yes. I'm really glad that we agree on that because I thought I was going to have an argument with the both of you.
Really?
Would you watch this at 1.5 speed?
Dope.
No. I need the slow-mo everything.
Would you watch it at 0.75 times speed?
Yes.
Just slow it down even more, even though there's a shit ton
But
of slow-mo
The
scenes.
Muse songs would be so dope in 0.75.
I'm pretty sure they were Imagine Dragons.
They were never.
waking up, I feel it in my bones.
Imagine Dragons was not in this. movie
Pretty
at all.
sure that song was in there.
Okay. Anything else before we move on to our recommendations?
No.
Great.
Michael Bay does it again, I guess.
Again. I guess it's fine. All right, Brick, what have you been watching or doing or reading or whatever this week?
I did see both the Marriage Story on Netflix. It was pretty good. The acting was good. Darian was right.
Seems very depressing.
It was not as depressing. Yes, it was, because it was kind of depressing. It was kind of frustrating too. But I watched Peanut Butter Falcon right after that. Got real emotional yesterday, apparently. But dude,
Are you in your period?
that thought crossed my mind because from the 40th minute in from that movie to like the end, I was like laughing and crying uncontrollably. Like if anyone saw him, I'd have been sobbing. They'd be like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, but no one saw him, so I just out loud was crying, sobbing, but like laughing at the same time. I don't know. It was a great movie. I really took out all the emotions from me, but it was really good. I love Shia LaBeouf.
So you would recommend it
Highly.
for a good cry.
For a great cry. Like, it's not like depressing by any means, but it's like, that's cool. That's very awesome. It's just like an awesome kind of feel good movie, but it's like, it's really good.
All right, Mark, what do you got?
I'm going to say Netflix's The Devil Next Door.
Ooh.
Sounds like a murder story.
Yeah, it is a murder story, but it's not like the Making a Murderer type of mysterious type of story.
Okay.
It doesn't drag on, so it gets right into it. It's basically, the story is there was a Cleveland man who was accused of being Ivan the Terrible, was a notorious Nazi concentration camp. He would basically lead people into the gas chambers in Treblinka. So they were accusing him of being this guy, and he had obviously he didn't have that name, and they were just relating him to the picture they had from back in World War II. Brick, you would actually love this kind of stuff.
No, I know what you're talking
because
about.
it goes.
It's a period.
You're a history guy, and it's super sad. Essentially, they bring him to Israel for a trial, and there's a lot of people talking about their experiences in the concentration camps and accusing this guy of being Ivan the Terrible. And it's like
depressing as fuck.
Yeah, it's basically, is this guy really him, or is this somebody who is just a doppelganger?
Wow. Okay. I've been playing a lot of Need for
Let's
Speed.
go.
If we're gonna lighten this up a lot,
Yeah, let's lighten it up.
honestly, dude, this game, if you do EA Origins on your computer, you can pay $15, play this game front to back, and it's awesome. And if you play multiplayer, like it, you get so much more money in the game and more experience points. And it's like Brick and I have just been fucking around in this game for the last week, and it's
Get
amazing.
What color is your Nissan Skyline?
I did not buy the Skyline because the Skyline does not hold up to the Porsche Carrera
Yeah.
GT2.
You're just not at that level yet, I'm pretty sure.
No, I just didn't buy the
Yeah,
Skyline.
Mark, you should hop on and play around after this. I'll play with you.
I would dust your ass,
Let's go.
Brick.
Please.
I would dust your ass.
I will also say, Brick, last week you asked if we had to pick one, The Boys or Watchmen.
Yes.
It's Watchmen. After last week's episode, the season finale is going to air tonight.
Yes.
They're still being kind of cagey about whether or not they're going to do another season.
What?
I hope that they do, because this one was amazing. And after the events that occurred in the last episode, I'm fully in saying this is the best TV of 2019.
Wow. Okay. We'll see what happens. This could be. Let's hope it's not a Game of Thrones type shit where it ended awful. But I don't think it's possible. The story all the way up until now has just been so captivating, and I'm so sold for it.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I think
Okay,
The Boys
that's
was
fine. You can be wrong.
I think The Boys was better all around. I think the ending has been better for Watchmen, but I think it had a lot of ups and downs. I don't think it held the same type of great
What about
episodes.
Lube Man?
I just thought,
Everybody loves Lube Man. I need Lube Man to come back.
I thought episodes 2, 3, and part of 4 were pretty boring, in my opinion.
I think if you went back and rewatched The Boys, there would be some slower times there too.
Yeah.
But all around, the storytelling in this is better.
I went back and rewatched parts of Watchmen, actually all of it already, a couple of times, I think, actually. And it does get better the second time. You're just like, oh my God, everything's kind of clicking, and it's great. Should we do the final debate later on after the season finale of Watchmen? Maybe do a little bonus episode?
Do you mean tonight? No chance.
No, not tonight. Tomorrow or something.
Okay, maybe.
Live.
We'll see. I guess that's it for this episode. We made it an hour and 15 minutes.
Jeez.
I'm pretty drunk at this point, so I don't think that I can taste this chicken. Thanks for tuning in to episode 173 of the Chumpcast. As always, you can find us on all social media at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. Next week, Star Wars.
Awesome.
The least exciting Star Wars lead up ever, I think.
You're not as excited for this as you were for the previous one, which is I can't recall.
It just feels like the hype isn't there. I don't know. We'll find out. But until next time.
Chumps out, motherfucker. Peace.